Hey, it's Marie. Welcome to my channel. Today we will be painting on 3 wooden mini canvases. Let's jump into it. Hi again. So today I will be painting on these 3 wooden squares. See? 1, 2, 3. Hey, I can count! The plan is to create a sea theme that matches and can be rearranged. You'll see what I mean later. Okay, let's go. I'm starting with the blue base color. And wow, look at that awesome transition. Boom, again. That's pretty amazing if I say so myself. I'm obviously kidding, but I tried. So here I'm just sketching out the design. I'm starting with the sand, and since you can barely see what I'm drawing, let's just skip to where I start painting. I started with a starfish in a pinky orange and added some shadows with a darker pink, and then I ended up changing it later. Then I moved on to the octopus, and yes, I know it's octopi. Yes, that's the right word. Have 8 legs. Well, technically they're called tentacles, and here you can see only 6, but I promise this octopus still has 8 limbs. 2 are just behind her. Seriously, she told me. I'm just getting the first layer of dark pink paint down. She ended up needing about 3 layers. Next, I started on the first coat of my little seal. I mixed an off-white color with white and a teeny bit of grey. Even though it just looked white on camera, it does soften her look a bit. I thought seals had one tail fin, like an otter, but they don't. They have 2, so just thought I'd mention that. Okay, I painted a second coat on the starfish and covered up those shadows because I wasn't happy with them. I ended up doing multiple coats on the starfish until I was eventually happy enough with it. I then started painting a second layer on the octopus and covered up pencil lines from the original drawing. And I created 1 fat tentacle here, but I'll fix that later on, so don't come for me. I painted a piece of coral which I changed into seaweed on top of the sand. I wish I kept this a coral piece. The bright colors could have looked so great, but I do think the green is better since the octopus and starfish are already bright colors. And by the way, the painting is clearly all set underwater. Not as clear as the water though. Looking good so far. Next, I mixed some paint for the sand. I used a white base color and added a bit of yellow and a teeny bit of brown. And voila! Mariah Elizabeth would die if she saw me mixing the paint with my paintbrush, even if it's the back of the brush. The paint looks so much lighter on camera though. And then I started painting the first layer of sand. Swiftly moving on to the octopus, I painted her eyes black ovals and added thin lines underneath them. She's clearly a tired little octopus. Then I switched over to the water. I created some bubbles and some watery lines, not sure what to call those, in water waves. I did the watery, wavy line things with a dotting tool, but decided the lines were too thin and I went back with a brush to thicken them out a bit. And this looked much better. I also added a few more bubbles. I painted a last coat on the first layer of sand and decided to add another plant under my little seal to fill up that space and add some color. Next, I used the leftover sand paint color and added some more brown to darken it up a bit. I needed to create some difference to the color and to separate the sand dunes. And then I just went in and painted the second set of sand. And somewhere along the line, my third little canvas disappeared. I wonder where it is. Oh look, it's back. And I'm still painting the sand dunes. This was actually quite relaxing. It reminds me of those Chinese Reiki things you're supposed to use for relaxation. I finally fixed that oopsie of a tentacle. And now she has 8 legs again. I'm also going with a lighter color pink for the bottom sides of the tentacles because that's what they look like. And then I added some small dots to them for their sucky thingies. What are those called? Okay, just looked it up. They are called suction cups. Very original. Finally, my little seal gets some much needed attention. I drew on her eye and little nose, and then my attention switched back to the starfish to add some shadow, and then I decided to give my little seal some lashes and whiskers with an old dried up fine liner so that I could get those lines nice and thin. She was looking a bit flat at this point, so I added her flippers in light grey, and then I just did a quick check to see if everything still lines up and put it back in order. Then I added a black outline to my little seal's flippers with a permanent marker. I went over the white wavy watery things again and then did some last touch-ups to the blue background to neaten everything up. Then I went back to the starfish to add some dark yellow spots. And oh look, I'm smudging them in. I clearly wasn't happy with them. I blended the smudges with some more orange, and then I eventually added some dark pink dots off camera. I also added my signature, and now we can move on to a thick coat of acrylic sealer to protect the paint from chipping and fading. And finally, this is the finished result. This honestly looks much better in real life than on camera. I love how this turned out, but I still have some beef with the starfish. And as you can see, they can be arranged in any order and still fit together. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. I post every Saturday 10 AM African time. Hope to see you then. Stay safe and have a super day.